You have an idea. Now what? Have you ever had an idea that kept coming back to you? Maybe you've thought about starting a small business, writing a book, creating a YouTube channel, learning something new, sharing knowledge from your career, building something, helping other people, or finally working on something you've been thinking about for years. You have the idea, but then comes the harder question. What do you do with it? Maybe you've always wanted to write a book. Maybe you've been talking about building that workshop in the garage for 10 years. You pull a pen from the edge of the table and hover it over the blank page. The tip trembles, just for a second. You draw a breath, hold it, and touch the ink to the surface. One phrase. That is all it takes to break the silence of the page. The ink flows, dark and steady. They pull the pen away and watch the letters. It is not just writing, it is a commitment. The room feels different now, charged with the weight of what has been set in motion. The first step has been taken. The screen darkens, the golden light of the kitchen fading into a deep, steady black. You have an idea. Now what? The idea's process. The silence of the room is replaced by a voice that carries the weight of shared experience. It asks a question that hangs in the air, waiting for an answer. Have you ever felt that pull? The recurring thought that keeps you awake when the house is still. Perhaps it is a business you have mapped out in your head for years, or a book that demands to be written. Maybe it is a channel meant to host your voice, or a craft you have refined until it feels like second nature. It is the desire to share a lifetime of knowledge, to put a stamp on the world before the clock runs out. These are not just passing fancies. They are the artifacts of a life lived, the accumulation of lessons, failures, and hard-won wisdom. Why do you hesitate? Why does that spark remain buried, waiting for a permission that never comes? The question is not whether you are ready. The question is, what happens if you keep waiting? Purpose is not found in the abstract. It is built in the quiet corners of the day. A retired teacher sits at a desk, the surface covered in neat stacks of paper. He picks up a pen, crosses out a line, and rewrites it with absolute focus. There is no rush. Only the steady rhythm of a mind refining its legacy. In a garage, the air smells of oil and metal. A mechanic leans over an engine block, his fingers steady as he adjusts a wrench. He listens to the metal, feeling for the exact point of tension. It is a language of precision, learned over years of trial and error. Outside, in the cooling light of afternoon, a gardener kneels in the soil. His hands are coated in dust, fingers working the earth around a young root. He is not looking for a quick bloom. He is tending to the growth that takes time. These are not dreams of profit or recognition. They are the quiet, deliberate acts of people who know the value of their own hands. Each movement is an expression of intent. This is the dignity of purpose, lived out one task at a time, away from the noise of the world. Look closer at these hands. They have done more than just hold tools or turn pages. They have navigated decades of shifting landscapes. Think of the crises you have weathered when the resources were thin and the pressure was high. Think of the years spent raising a family, balancing competing needs, and making choices that carried real consequences. You have solved problems that never made it into a manual, and you have survived failures that taught you more than any success ever could. This is your toolkit. It is not hidden. It is built into the way you think, the way you assess risk, and the way you approach a new challenge. Every decision you have made since you were young has been a rehearsal for this. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from a foundation of hard-won perspective. That accumulated weight of your past is the engine for your next project. It is the clarity that allows you to see through the noise when others are only just beginning to look. Trust in the depth of that history, for it is the most valuable asset you possess. You have the experience. Now, you simply need to apply it. Yet, the moment you reach for the keyboard, the clarity begins to fracture. The desk disappears under a layer of yellow sticky notes, each scribbled with a different direction. You open your laptop to search for a starting point, and the browser fills with 30 open tabs. Each one promises a shortcut, a strategy, or a secret to success. You click from one to the next, Eyes darting across headlines, links, and blinking notification icons. The silence of the room is replaced by the hum of digital static. Every question you answer spawns 3 more. Is this the right platform? Should you build a brand or a product? Does the market even want what you have to offer? You type a prompt into an AI interface, wait for the cursor to blink, and scan the generated text. It is too much. The screen overflows with conflicting advice, data points, and endless possibilities. You are no longer building. You are drowning in information. The wall of questions rises, blocking the path forward, turning your hard-won confidence into a sharp, persistent anxiety. The cursor remains steady, but your hand hovers over the mouse, paralyzed by the sheer volume of choices. Stop. Close the tabs. Let the screen go dark for a second. The noise is not the path, and more data is not the solution. You need a structure that turns raw intent into a concrete result. Look at the screen now. The clutter fades, leaving only 5 letters. I, D, E, A, S. The process that turns ideas into reality. Identify, develop, educate, act, start. I. Identify your idea. Start by getting the thought out of your head and putting it into words. What are you thinking about doing? What keeps returning to your mind? What do you want to explore? D. Develop your curiosity. Ask questions about the idea, instead of assuming you already understand it. Why does it interest you? Who might benefit? What already exists? What don't you know? Curiosity. E. Educate yourself. Learn what you need to know before making bigger decisions. Use search engines, books, YouTube, libraries, classes, experienced people, and AI tools where they make sense. A. Act on what you've learned. At some point, research has to become action. Write the first page, make the phone call, build the first version, record the first video, talk with the first person. S. Start small. Do not risk more time, money, or energy than necessary. To find out whether an idea deserves another step, test a small version, learn from it, improve it. Change direction if needed. Do not aim for the mountaintop in a single leap. Take the first step that is too simple to fail. This is not a complex algorithm. It is a roadmap designed to keep you moving when the path seems obscured. The fog is lifting. The questions that felt like walls are now just markers on a map. You have the framework. You have the anchor. Now, you have a direction. Understand this. The ideas framework is not a straight line. It is a circle. You will identify, you will develop, and you will act. But the results will not always match your initial expectations. That is not a failure. That is the most important part of the process. Every time you stumble, you are actually gathering the precise data you need to adjust your approach. Stop viewing mistakes as dead ends. They are the friction that sharpens your strategy. When you treat your work as a fluid cycle, the pressure to get everything perfect on the first try evaporates. You are allowed to be wrong. You are allowed to pivot. In fact, you are encouraged to refine your methods as you gain real-world experience. The excitement does not come from having a flawless plan. It comes from the ability to iterate, to learn, and to grow stronger with every turn of the wheel. You are building a system that breathes, adapts, and evolves alongside you. Let go of the need for an immediate, finished product. Embrace the rhythm of testing and improving. This is how you transform a vague desire into a persistent, living craft. The light in the kitchen has shifted, moving across the table as the afternoon wears on. The notebook, which sat blank and imposing just an hour ago, now carries the weight of a plan. The pen moves with a new, rhythmic purpose. Below the initial idea, the one that felt so heavy and distant a list has emerged. These are not grand declarations. They are small, manageable tasks. One line reads, research the first 3 competitors. Another says, draft the opening paragraph by Tuesday. The ink is still wet, catching the light as the page is turned. There is a visible change in the way the notebook is handled now. It is no longer a journal of desires, but a ledger of progress. Every item on that list is a bridge. By breaking the massive goal into these granular pieces, the impossible becomes a series of simple, daily chores. The anxiety of the unknown has been replaced by the quiet confidence of a checklist. Each point is a commitment to move forward. The pen is set down, not with hesitation, but with the finality of a decision made. The dream has been anchored to the page. It is no longer a phantom thought. It is a project waiting to be built. The work on the page is only the beginning. This notebook serves as your compass, but you are not navigating this terrain alone. In the episodes that follow, we will dissect the mechanics of your specific craft. We will walk through the nuances of building a brand, the technicalities of publishing, and the hidden rhythms of maintaining long-term momentum. Each session is designed to peel back the layers of your project, offering clear, repeatable tactics that turn ambition into measurable output. Beyond these segments, a library of digital resources awaits. You will find checklists, templates, and deep dive case studies available on the Senior Tech Simplified blog, all created to support the specific challenges you encounter at every stage of your progress. You are joining a community of creators who are all at different points on their own paths, sharing insights and overcoming the same obstacles. There is no need to guess your next move. The sequence of lessons is mapped to mirror the growth of your idea, ensuring that as your project expands, you have the right tools ready to meet the new demands. This is a structured path, designed to keep your focus sharp and your pace steady. You have the framework, you have the resources. Now, we prepare to execute. Now let's see what the ideas process looks like in real life. It doesn't matter whether your idea is large or small, the same 5 steps help you move from thinking about it to doing something. Imagine you want to start a small garden. You begin by identifying exactly what you want to grow and why. That simple decision gives your idea direction. Next, develop the idea. Decide where the garden will go, how much space you have, and what plants fit your needs. Your idea is starting to take shape. Then educate yourself. Learn what grows well in your area, what each plant needs, and what mistakes to avoid. You do not need to know everything. Learn enough to move forward. Now act. Buy a few seeds, prepare a small space, and plant something. Do not wait for the perfect garden. Progress begins when planning turns into action. Finally, start small. Care for what you planted, learn from what works, and adjust as you go. The ideas process turns one simple thought into something real. The same process works for bigger ideas. Maybe you want to write a book, start a business, learn a new skill, or finally tackle a project you have postponed for years. Whatever your idea is, the steps remain the same. Identify it, develop it, educate yourself, act on it, then start small, learn, adjust, and keep moving forward. You do not have to figure it all out alone. More examples, step-by-step guidance, and practical resources are waiting when you are ready to take your idea further. In the next episodes, we will take each step of the ideas process one at a time, with practical examples showing you exactly how to move from thinking to doing. Your idea does not need to be perfect before you begin. It needs a first step. Choose one thing you have been thinking about, and use the ideas process to start moving it forward. This is only the beginning. In the next episode, we start with identify and turn your idea into something clear, focused, and ready to develop. I'll see you there.